Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're gearing up for the NABARD Grade A exam, you already know that allied sectors are a huge deal. So we've put together this explainer as a quick, high-speed revision to really lock in these concepts before the big day. Let's get right into it.
You know, this has been the big question in Indian agriculture for years now. And the answer? Well, it's not just about growing more wheat or rice. The real key, and this is what we're focusing on today, is all about diversification. It's about branching out into these high-value allied sectors that build resilience and really boost the bottom line. So, here's our game plan for this quick revision. We're going to start with the big picture, then zoom in to horticulture, livestock, and fisheries. And finally, we'll tie it all together with the big theme, diversification. Ready? Let's jump in. Okay, Section 1. Let's lay the groundwork here. When we talk about moving beyond crops, what we're really talking about is a smart strategy. It's about reducing risk and creating several different streams of income for farmers.
So let's get this definition down cold. Allied sectors aren't meant to replace traditional farming. Think of them as a powerful team-up. They're like the support pillars that make the whole farm stronger, more stable, and way more resilient to shocks.
All right, let's get into our first major sector, horticulture. This is where the really high-value stuff happens, and you should definitely remember the term Golden Revolution. That was the period from 1991 to 2003 that saw this massive explosion in horticultural production.
Now, this is a really important concept for your exam. True to type. See, for valuable fruit crops like mangoes, you need consistency. You want every single fruit to have that same great quality. That's why asexual methods like grafting are so crucial. They basically create a perfect clone of the parent plant. This ensures you get that top-notch quality and the trees start bearing fruit much earlier. This distinction is absolutely key.
Okay, take a good look at this table. Seriously. Matching the crop, the main states, and the right regulatory board is a classic exam question. You've got the tea board, coffee board, rubber board, coconut development board. You need to know these pairings inside and out. This is where you can pick up some easy marks. Just look at that number for a second. 20 to 30%. That's how much of our perishable fruits and vegetables are lost after harvest. It's a staggering amount, a huge economic drain, and it perfectly sets up the solution we're about to talk about. So, how do we tackle those massive losses? Well, it takes a systematic approach. It starts with pre-cooling to get the heat out right away, then proper grading, then using advanced storage like controlled atmosphere or CA storage, and finally adding value through processing. And this is exactly where an institution like NABARD comes in, by financing the cold chains and processing facilities that make this whole system work.
Now let's shift gears and talk about what is truly the backbone of the rural economy for millions of families, livestock and dairy. I mean, this sector provides a steady, daily income, it's a financial safety net, and it delivers vital nutrition. It's the engine that drove the legendary White Revolution. I just love this phrase because it says so much. For a farmer who has very little land, or maybe none at all, the goat is an incredible asset. It's low maintenance, it multiplies quickly, and it provides this vital source of milk and meat. It's a perfect example of how livestock can be a tool to fight poverty.
You absolutely have to know the AMUL model, the brainchild of Dr. Verghese Kurian. The genius of it is this three-tier structure you see here. It puts farmers in the driver's seat, from collecting the milk in the village, to processing it at the district level, all the way to marketing it at the state level. It's all about ensuring quality and, most importantly, fair prices for the farmers. All right, let's move from the fields to the water and the forests. The blue revolution in fisheries and the smart use of forest products, these are so important, not just for our national GDP, but for the livelihoods of some of our most vulnerable communities. This table breaks down fisheries for you really nicely. The simple way to remember it is, inland is about culture. Think aquaculture and ponds, and it mostly serves our domestic market. Marine is about capture, fishing out in the sea, and that's a huge source of our export earnings. Keep that distinction in mind, and remember the government's flagship scheme here is the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampad Yojana, or PMSSY, which supports both. Okay, when you see the term NTFPs, or minor forest produce, I want you to immediately think of one thing: tribal livelihoods. For millions of people, collecting things like tendu leaves, honey, or medicinal plants is their main source of income. And that's why policies like the Minimum Support Price for MFP scheme and the Forest Rights Act are so incredibly important. All right, time to pull it all together in our final section.
We've looked at all the different pieces: horticulture, dairy, fisheries. Now let's see how they all connect on the farm to build that ultimate goal: a diversified, resilient, and profitable operation.
And this is the magic concept that makes it all work: the Integrated Farming System, or IFS. Just look at how this works. The waste from one activity, like cow dung from your dairy animal, becomes a valuable input for another. It's fertilizer for your crops. The crop residue then feeds the animals. It's this beautiful, self-sustaining, closed-loop system where nothing is wasted. And this slide really sums it all up for your revision. Each of these allied sectors has a unique superpower, right? Horticulture gives you high profit per acre. Dairy gives you that steady, daily cash. Fisheries can give you high returns from a small pond, and forestry provides long-term income and supports entire communities. This is what building a resilient rural economy is all about.
So, as you wrap up your preparation, I want to leave you with this question to think about. It's not just about supporting each sector on its own, but about how policy can cleverly weave them all together. Thinking on that level is what will really give you an edge. All the very best with your exam.